Hello, Fire Family. The Ivy Phoenix here. Welcome back to my channel. Long story short, life can hit. It can hit hard. It can hit fast, but that's besides the point. We are here now. These videos are going to be a little bit different because I know I've taken a little bit of a hiatus. Um, so I want to kind of look into the energy that has been playing. We've had a lot of Capricorn, a lot of Sag, a lot of Scorpio energy flowing for the last several weeks. So I want to kind of look into that for each specific sign. And then I want to take a peek into how this eclipse, the solar eclipse in Capricorn, is going to play a role in each sign. And then we will get into January 2020. So Taurus, what has kind of already been taking place for you? Okay. All right. um, During my meditation for you, at first I was just like, it kind of feels as if you're enjoying, what has kind of been taking place right now. And then I saw, the happiness, sadness masks that typically signify theater. That's what I felt. I was looking at in that quick vision, where it seems as if that's more of a mask. You walk, you're preparing to walk out the door, and you're sitting up there, you're pumping yourself up, right? You're giving yourself positive affirmations, and you're sitting up here telling yourself all these different things so that when you step out the door, the smile comes on. And then when you get back home, it's where you're supposed to be able to breathe. That's where you're supposed to be able to relax, but you can't, because you're sitting up there thinking about having to do the same thing again tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. So why? Why is that now the facade that you are choosing to live with? What else is going on for Taurus? We only have one card. Okay, there's two. All of a sudden, I'm getting a pain in my shoulders. All right, I think we got him. Wandering path. Enjoy the journey. But how can you enjoy the journey when it feels like you are carrying everything on your shoulders, Taurus? So, first card that came out is Breaking the Trail. A breakthrough is at hand. Huh. I wonder how this is going to be able to come in with the energy that I am feeling right now. Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. I can get if this energy is more about the fake it till you make it. If that's the case, Taurus, kudos to you. I would actually be very impressed if that was what you were trying to do, to try and reset your thinking so that that could be what you're truly feeling on a day-to-day basis. It's no longer going to be a let me sit up here and fake it, but it doesn't feel hopeful though. Like I said, it's more like you do that to prepare yourself for the day at hand, and then you come home and all you're thinking about is how you're going to have to do it again and again and again and again. That's not authentic. That's not happiness. That's not, a faking it until you make it. That's just a faking it. Begin now. Take your first step. And so I feel we've talked about this before, haven't we, Taurus? You all have it within your power to have the life that you really want, to have the life that you dream of. But you have to want to get it. You have to want to put in that work to make it come true. And so the only person here that is contributing to displeasement, that is contributing to your discontent is you. The only person. Is nobody else in your atmosphere. It's nobody else that isn't in your atmosphere anymore. It's none of that. It's you. And I think what is coming up for you right now, what has been transpiring over these last few months, several weeks, is the fact that you are really starting to see that, okay, so that duality of the mask itself is you. And I think there is a part of you that is trying to, that is very cool. I have incense going and, I can kind of, the smoke is heading over this direction. And I'm seeing, as I was just saying that, I saw, um, one of the, what do you call this? The smoke coming from it, it literally just turned on its own. And I feel that is what spirit is trying to get you to do. That is what these lessons, these feelings, these emotions, all of that is trying to get you to do, is to turn on your own. But for some reason, I feel like you're choosing to be stuck. And that I don't know if it feels better to be stuck or what exactly prompts you to stay in the same position. And then it's like your soul is calling out for change, which is what I think prompts some of the changes to come about, but you're resisting it so hard. Gates of triumph. Success expands in your life. So again, I feel as if it's here for you, it's there for the taking, but will you take it? And if so, why not? You don't have to live in a place of discontent. You don't have to live in, this cage that you're making for yourself. You don't have to live in any type of situation that is not to your heart's truest desire. You don't have to. And whoever told you that that is the way that you live life was lying. They are lying to you. There are ample opportunities available for the taking, Taurus. And with the shift that the planet is going through on its own, there are several opportunities for you to really get out there and get what you want. But you have to have the courage to do so. Sorry. Come back. My bad. Here we go. Take action with passion. Reading that out loud, it literally just felt like my chest released energy, pent up energy. Taurus, my loves, my fellow Venetian. Is that it? I don't think so. My fellow signs that are ruled by Venus. That's what I was trying to get to. You want the finer things in life, but I get that stability usually outweighs everything. Routine usually outweighs everything. You're a fixed sign. It's very hard to change your trajectory. But you're standing in your own way. You're standing in the way of your blessings. And I feel like for a lot of you over the last year, in 2019 by itself, it just feels like such a strong sense of loneliness, even though you're surrounded by people. I also feel like for a lot of you, you've gotten into very codependent situations where somewhere along the line, whether they told you or you were telling it to yourself and you started to believe it, that you absolutely have to have them around, and if you don't, then all hell is going to break loose. No. When you get into those type of places, you are already setting yourself up and telling yourself every day, every single day, that you're not enough, and you are. You run your own ship, Taurus. Anybody who comes into your life, it is a blessing for them to be there. Don't get me wrong. Loving people, family, friends, all of them are just supposed to amplify what you already have. And I feel like there is something, Taurus, there's something that you are supposed to say Nah, 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 hey, 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 goodbye to. And I just feel like you have this death grip on it. Like I just heard, what will I do once it's gone? Jesus. You're going to live. That's what you're going to do. You're going to find your power again. Oh, and it feels so heavy. What will I do when it's gone? How about this? What are you doing with it being there? Plenty of signs and confirmation that are telling you to be courageous, prompting you to walk through, gates of victory, telling you now, right now is the time. You have been getting sign after sign after sign after sign. A breakthrough is supposed to be coming in for you. But what are you going to do about it, Taurus? So let's see how this actual eclipse is going to be playing a role in bridging the gap of, the energy that's already been taking place and what is to come. God, what are you going to do when it's gone, Taurus? Taurus, come on. Come on, come on, come on. You're better than that. You're better than that. If it has to do with failing, I'm sorry. If this has to do with failure, you didn't fail. Life, it throws us different things. Okay, and there are just times when we have to take a break. There are times when it may be isolating. There are times when it's going to be frustrating. There are times when we're just going to be purely happy. We get it all. We get it all. And it also depends on how we look at it. But it's not a failure. It happens the way it was supposed to happen. And what is trying to come into you is trying to come guns blazing. Guns blazing. And I mean, if there is a sign out there, come back, come back. Okay, if there is a sign out there that can resist it like it is a plague, it is you. But my dear, my loves, why inflict that kind of pain on yourself? What is that going to do for you? What is that going to do for you? Eclipse energy for Taurus, please. Okay, okay. Talking about that duality, huh? Two of Wands, Two of Cups. I'll show them closely once we get all the cards. So this passion energy, love, emotions. This has to do what you really, if this is more career focused for you, it has to do with what you actually want to do with your life. It's even hard to get that out. What you actually want to do with your life. What you actually want to do with your life. Say it loud, say it proud. The world. Sorry, now I got something in my eye. Sorry. The World. The last major arcana. This is not something that you're going to be able to come back to avoid. It's going to happen with or without your help. You guys know what I say? Really? Come on. I don't know if that's because of the incense floating into the camera and it's getting confused. I don't know. I always say it is easier to go with the flow of energy than to go against it. You all have been going against it. It has been producing these types of results. I think for a lot of you, you're finally tired of it. Again, that was all of the energy that has already been transpiring. I don't feel like it is anything that is coming. A lot of you have either fully dealt with it and you're at that place where that question is, what am I going to do when it's gone? Or you're getting there. But a bulk of it has already come in. So for a lot of you, I do feel like in general, if I just were to pick one specific topic regarding, this eclipse and how it's going to touch Tauruses, I would have to say that this just has to do with your life in general. I wouldn't pick, that it's work, career, your home, money, love. It's not anything specific because I think it's all so intertwined at this point that it can't be separated. So with this Two of Wands, and we already saw that there is a huge push for you to do things that you are actually passionate about, that you, really want to do for the rest of your life, your dream, right? I feel as if this solar eclipse is going to bring about the opportunities for you. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do, Taurus? And I feel like they're going to be abundant opportunities. This solar eclipse is also going to be partnering with Jupiter in Capricorn the day after. Okay, we're at the top of the week, the top of the holiday week. You can see oh my gosh, Santa. I know him. I got on my elf sweatshirt or sweater. So we're at the top of the holiday week, right? And the eclipse is going to be taking place. I think if you're on the West Coast, it's actually going to be taking place Christmas night. If you are on the East Coast or farther out, it's going to be taking place on the 26th. And that is also when Jupiter is going to be positioning itself with Capricorn, in Capricorn. Partnering with the Capricorn energy. Whatever. Either way, Jupiter is going to be amplifying everything Capricorn. It's just what Jupiter does. It expands. It brings in luck. It brings in just a ton of abundance. And I think that all of these opportunities are going to be coming in quick, fast, and in a hurry. And if you had any question beforehand, if you had any doubt beforehand, I think that's going to clear it up. But I think you already know. And it just feels like, the universe and spirit will never get tired, per se, of showing us how much we are cared for, we are looked after. We get several thousand opportunities because the planets revisit, certain areas, certain things, certain situations for us to deal with. And so we constantly have these opportunities to choose different. But here I think it's it's really just going to be up to you. I think at this point, your focus has been so much on what you don't have that that is where your mindset is. It's on the things that you don't have, but these things that you don't have are the things that you really, really want. And so, ironically, that's what's being brought to you. You know, the universe cannot tell the difference between don't, can't, won't, any of those types of things. It doesn't know that. It knows what we focus on. And when we focus on a specific thing, that's what we attract. But you may not be ready for it. And I think that's where you are right now. And there's going to have to be some things that are let go of for you, Taurus. We have the Two of Cups here. So like I said, I do think that there is some very huge emotional element tied to all of this. And I just heard insecurity. Insecurity of if you deserve this, insecurity if it is enough, insecurity of what do I do when that world is no longer mine, you know? But again, what is it now that it is? What is it now that it is in your direct environment? It's doing nothing for you besides leaving you in this place of of the unknown. It's not producing any type of results to make you feel as if life is moving on. It literally is the same thing day after day after day after day. And perhaps for a lot of you, you're seeing people in your environment, situations in your environment, changing around you, but here you are still doing the same old, which again, if there are certain things that are going on that are repetitive and you're the common denominator, it has nothing to do with anybody else. I said this in the very beginning. It does not have to do with anybody else or anything else. This situation has to do with you and you alone. So we have the Seven of Pentacles here, where I honestly feel as if you have been waiting long enough. Do you see how much has already been sprouting, has already come to cultivate all of those things, and you're still chilling? you're still just sitting there, and I don't know if you're waiting for them to grow bigger or what, but I'm like, you have things that you are able to harvest, and you're not. You're not, Taurus. Five of Cups, recognizing how you've been focusing again on what you don't have instead of looking at what you do. You have these 3 cups that are spilled over. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. You can refill them. You absolutely can. You can sit up there and turn 2 to 5 if you wanted to. But look at that, though. The signification of these messages. You have divine intervention wanting to help you so bad, Taurus, and you're not paying attention to the right things. So that's what the eclipse is going to be doing for you, bringing in those opportunities. Let's see what January 2020 is delivering. Taurus. Okay. Okay. Submerged. What have we been talking about this entire video? First card that came out, tree, grounding. Stability will win out 9 times out of 10 for you, Taurus. It's okay. That's fine. That's something that hopefully by now you've come to accept about yourself. That's cool. No biggie. But where you are choosing to lay your roots matter. And when you're choosing to lay it in a toxic place, in a place that's not producing any change, in a place that's desolate, in a place that's just dead, it's no longer breathing any type of life into you. That's when it becomes an issue. And here you have spirit, the universe, you just have tons of divine backing trying to lift you up and replant you in a vibrant place, in a lush place, in this place where, again, you're just going to have plenty of opportunities to feed off positivity, change. And yet you're choosing to let yourself wilt and slowly die. You know, we may not be able to live as long as we could have, centuries ago. But what I do feel is that it's very realistic to understand that life can end in an instant. Our human lives can end at the drop of a hat. And your choice has been to allow life to pass you by. And we got dawn, new beginning. I think we've kind of talked that to death this video. Mountain, strength, synergy. I would not be surprised if this is now going to be the card that kind of comes out as the message for everybody for January 2020. And then we have ancestors and generations. For some reason, if any of you, if this is a family dynamic that you may be worried about, I understand. I'm not a mother myself, but I think we could all be very empathetic on how we would choose to act when it came to familial situations that were, very emerged, submerged in our decisions and how we make them and what we choose to do. But I think what this ancestors card and generations mean for you is that there are people that are looking up to you. There are people that are involved that need your strength right now, that need you to make those types of tough decisions. So let's get an oracle message for you. I also feel too the ancestors card, if it is a pattern, the F word, I feel like that has two prongs. First, like I was saying, if you feel as if, actually, I don't know, was it your video? I think it was. We've been talking for almost 30 minutes. If you feel like a failure, no, you're not. The other F word is to just say, F it. Do what you got to do to bring that bull out of you, Taurus. That's just, come on. A bull is not supposed to stand still. A bull is supposed to take charge. You could have people running for the hills, okay? Like, get it together. I want to just shake you and be like, get it together. You're better than this. back to the ancestors card, I was also saying that if this is a cycle, it's supposed to end with you. Okay? Talking smack. Okay, so you can sit up there and you can talk those positive affirmations day in, day out, but now talk something else to yourself. Okay? Talk something else to yourself. Say, you know what? You can do better than this. Look over the situation and see all of the moments where you have been unhappy. Granted, happiness is an internal job. Okay, I get it. I get it. I know that. But for you all, you can sit up there and spin something so that it can look like it's making you happy or whatever. No, sit up there and talk smack to yourself. What are you doing? Are you? Sorry, my computer just all of a sudden, just want to make sure it's still recording. Okay. Um, Seriously. Whatever. Yeah, talk smack to yourself, Taurus. So clearly, I was trying to say, okay, girl, they don't get the message by now. If you want something that's a closer insight into your own situation, you know how to reach me. All the information is down in the description box below. I love you, Taurus, and I'm rooting for you. I am rooting for you. I want to have different messages for you come 2020. I really do, because I feel like we've been talking about the same thing all year long. And granted, it is necessary, totally. But as the conduit of the energy, I want better for you, but you have to want better for yourself. And I'm going to leave it there. Mwah. Abby Phoenix here. So much love to you, Fire family. I'll see you again very soon.